The biggest mistake in muscle building is improper resistance training. You can't just do anything in the gym. You must train to have better muscle definition. Training involves continuously challenging the same muscles over time. For example, if you perform 12 push-ups to work your chest today, a more challenging workout is 13 push-ups tomorrow. To ensure that your workouts are challenging over time, you must use the principle of progressive overload. The principle of progressive overload is a fundamental concept in strength training and fitness. It involves gradually increasing the demands placed on the body to stimulate muscle growth, strength, and endurance improvements. The principle essentially states that your muscles cannot grow bigger or stronger unless they experience an increased stimulus over time. This means if you only ever lift the same amount of weight during your workouts, your muscles will not have a reason to grow. Your muscles will eventually adapt and settle. But if you gradually increase the stimulus that your muscles receive over time, your muscles must grow. They grow as an adaptation mechanism, preparing your body for any future stimulus that you give them. There is an unlimited number of ways to implement progressive overload. If you use weighted plates, you can vary the time it takes to perform your lifts, which increases the intensity of your lifts. You can also increase the number of repetitions or reps for each of your lifts, which increases your workout intensity and amount of weight lifted per set. Another use is to increase your number of sets for each exercise. This also increases your workout intensity and total amount of weight lifted per all sets or your working set. Luckily, this program keeps things simple. It uses one metric, total volume, to implement the principle of progressive overload. Volume is the amount of total weight you lift over time per working set. It's calculated by first multiplying your weight lifted by the number of your full working reps. This number is then multiplied by your total number of sets. For example, if you lift 85 pounds 12 times, this provides 1,020 pounds of volume in one set. If you perform 4 sets of this exercise, the total volume lifted will be 4,080 pounds per working set. To use the principle of progressive overload, your total volume lifted needs to trend higher than 4,080 pounds over time. Your aim in this program is to try to increase your total volume weekly. Keeping track of your volume lifted over the life of your weightlifting journey is simple. JFit, the workout app that I recommend, makes tracking your volume easy. JFit saves your number of reps and the amount of weight that you lift as one complete set. After completing all your sets, JFit calculates your total volume lifted for each exercise. So you're able to see your total volume lifted shortly after finishing your working sets. After performing the same exercise on a future day, JFit again saves your total volume lifted. Therefore, after performing a series of the same exercise, JFit shows your change in total volume lifted over a given period. Its charting feature allows you to visualize how you have been using progressive overload over a series of completed workout routines. Implementing progressive overload. Implementing progressive overload in your lifting routine is easy. You can implement progressive overload in a body weight exercise routine or a weight assisted workout routine. For example, using stationary machines, cable machines, or dumbbells. This program recommends that you use a weight-assisted workout routine. Using a weight-assisted workout, you're going to simply increase your total volume lifted for each exercise from week to week. You should try to increase the weight for each exercise by at least 5 pounds, but by no more than 10% of your previous workout's amount. You're going to do this for at least the first 90 days or 13 weeks of your workouts. A big reason why people don't get the muscle definition that they want is because they change their programs too soon. For example, some programs claim that you must trick your muscles into growing and therefore you should change up your workouts every 30 days. But to get your best results, you must lift an effective amount of weights and do so for several weeks. Your effective amount of weight lifted may not be until after lifting for 44 days or 5 weeks. Then, once you hit your point of effective lifting, you want to give yourself time to continue progressing from there. Easing into progressive overload. To start this program, for each exercise, you're going to use 60% of the maximum amount of weight that you can safely lift one time, which is sometimes called your 1 rep max. You will dedicate your first 4 workouts to finding these values. Your following workouts will add weight to these values. In other words, you're going to start your entire workout routine using lighter weights. You should not force yourself to lift heavy weights right away, even if you feel lighter loads aren't initially very challenging. Starting with lower weights reduces your likelihood of injury. It also prevents you from plateauing in the amount that you can lift weekly. You want this point to be as far out as possible. If you reach this point too soon, you won't be able to take advantage of the full benefits of progressive overload. Starting with lower weights also gives you more time to get comfortable and skillful in each of the lifts before they become more challenging. Some lifts will become more challenging sooner than other lifts. Some muscles like your shoulders and your triceps and biceps are much smaller than, say, your quadriceps. So your lifts that involve smaller muscles will likely be your first lifts where you plateau.